Welcome to Man Cave Media. I got myself a new toy for making videos. Let's check it out. All right, recently I was in the market for a smartphone gimbal, and it was basically a battle between the DJI and the Insta360, and obviously you see which one won. I ended up going with the Insta360 Flow, mostly because I already have the Insta360 Action Cam, the Go 3. And so I'm already familiar with the ecosystem, and I'm already familiar with the app. And so I decided to stick with that family. Now, admittedly, I did have some issues with the Insta360 app when I first got my Action Cam, but I've since gotten a better feel for it, and it does work pretty well. So that being said, the Insta360 Flow, they describe it as an AI-powered smartphone stabilizer. It has 3-axis stabilization, and more importantly, the reason why I purchased this is it has AI-powered object tracking, which is really cool, and that's what I needed. And I'll explain about that in a moment. It comes in 2 colors. You can get it in stone gray or summit white. I went with stone gray. It has a built-in tripod. As you can see, it's standing here on its own, which is really cool. So along with the built-in tripod, it also extends out into a selfie stick. I'll show you more about that in a little bit. It also has a nice ergonomic feel to it. Let me close the tripod here really quick. I have a bigger hand, so even when I have the tripod folded up, I like to leave it pulled out, and it makes it easier to hold it. But it is, nice ergonomic feel. It's got a multi-function trigger here on this side, and then on the inside it's got a panel where you can pan the phone side to side and up and down, and then turn it to landscape. And it's also got a record and a power button. So more on that in a moment. They include this nice little grip. I, for one, prefer the way that it feels without the grip. I think it makes it easier to operate the trigger when you don't have the grip. But it is nice that they include that. And they also include a bag for transporting it. It does fold down into a nice, compact little package. Show you that right now. So it folds down, nice, compact little package, fits in the bag really nice, and it's easy to carry it around. The selfie stick, let's open it back up here. The selfie stick portion of this is right here. It feels a little hard to pull it out, so it feels like you're doing something you're not supposed to, but it does come out. And it extends pretty far, especially with that thread. It has a thread underneath the built-in tripod where you can add this to a monopod, or if you have the invisible selfie stick from Insta360, you can do that as well. And it's got some pretty good distance on it. It's a pretty cool feature. But for now, let's get this tripod back open here. So I'll explain my needs for this. I'm starting to do a lot more videos around RC cars. My oldest kid is getting more into the hobby, and it's inevitable that my other 2 kids are going to start getting more into the hobby as well as they get older, and they want to participate. When I make videos on the RC cars, they want to join in and help out, which is great, but they're kids, right? So I hand them the camera to record their car driving around, and because they're kids, they want to watch the car. They don't want to watch the screen to make sure that they got it in frame. How do you explain that to an 8-year-old, right? And so they want to watch the car. And in that scenario, I can train this on the RC car and then just hand it to my kid. Say, hold that, right? And it will follow the RC car around for him. So he can be a kid and watch it like a kid will do, and the gimbal will do all the work. And so that's one of the reasons why I needed this. I also needed it for when I'm doing my RC stuff. Some of my RC cars are really powerful, and my kids, even my oldest, they can't handle it. And so what I do is I drive one-handed, and I usually just hold my phone like this and kind of do that. With this guy, again, I can train it on my car, and that way I can watch the car, so it's easier to not crash when you're actually watching it. I can drive it with one hand and watch it and let the gimbal do the work for me and keep the car in frame. So that is the primary motivation behind this. I do use a gimbal like for vacations and stuff like that. I have one already that fits an action cam, but it lacks a lot of the features that the modern ones have, and so I just wanted something newer. That being said, let's go ahead and do some demonstrations. If you're not familiar with the Insta360 app, it can be a little bit cumbersome. Like I said, I admittedly had some issues with it in the past, but once you get familiar with it, it does get a little bit better. But you first have to connect the gimbal to Bluetooth, and then once you launch the app, it's very straightforward from there. One problem that I do have frequently is I have a bad habit of putting my phone in the wrong way. And as soon as I turn the gimbal on, I immediately know that I have it in. See, I put it in the wrong way. Watch. I'm going to turn it on. Nope, I did it right. Hey. So this is part of the issue that I'm telling you about. I was connected to the device via Bluetooth, but it's saying it's not. And that is the Insta360 app in a nutshell. So let's try to get it reconnected here. Stand by. I know I'm doing a good job of selling it, aren't I? And see, even under Bluetooth, it's saying that it is connected. So I don't know what its problem was, but I'm going to kill the app and restart it, and let's see. Yep, there it goes. So it automatically connected to the phone. So all I needed to do was restart the app, and we are good to go. One thing I want to note, I have a larger hand, so I like to leave the tripod out when I'm holding it instead of folding it all the way back in, so I can let my hand kind of hang down a little bit further than normal. But it works really well. Oh, it just flipped. There we go. That was funny. Yeah, it works really well. So the trigger on the outside here will focus on things. And then you have this multifunction panel on the outside here that's got record buttons, and it's got a button for going landscape. It's got a button for flipping it to selfie, which is cool. The power button right there, and then the record button, of course. And then this button right here will pan the phone up and down and left and right. Sorry, let's go back to the other view here so you're not looking at me. But yeah, this button pans the phone left to right, up and down. Works really well. And then I think if you, let's see, I think if you tap this guy, nope, that goes back to selfie. There's a button that will turn it to landscape. There we go. So if you double click, sorry, that took me a minute. If you double click the selfie button that switches the camera, it will switch it to landscape, like so. And it's really smooth, really good motion. But let me demonstrate the reason why I bought the thing. So the object tracking. Sorry, I'm going to use my my action camera here as my subject. If you draw a box around it, like so, it will track it. I'm not moving my hand at all. This is all the gimbal. Oh, it lost sight of it. Oh no, there it goes. I promise it works better than that. But I think if you just draw a bigger box, that will help it. But I can also move my hand and it will kind of stay with it. So it gives you an error when it reaches its that was weird. It gives you an error when it reaches its gimbal limit. So if you're trying to track something, it will be unhappy with you. There we go. Yeah, it works really well. I used it already in real life testing. Let's go ahead and record it so you can see it in action, how smooth it is. It's got a nice picture. I find that, and you can kind of see this happening right now, I find that if you draw a larger box around what it is you're trying to capture, it works a little better. But it still works. It works really well. I like it, and it will serve my needs. So one more feature I want to point out, on this multi-function wheel here, you can actually turn the outer ring and it will zoom in and zoom out. So if you turn it to the left, it zooms out. And if you turn it to the right, it will zoom in, which is a nice feature. I'm using two hands in the video, but the way it's set up, it really is comfortable and ergonomic to use with one hand, which is key. All right, so other things to mention, Insta360 claims a 12-hour battery life. I have not tested that yet. As far as like design goes, it's got a nice, like really cool see-through panel on the outside here. And overall, like the color is really nice. I like it. And it's got like a rough matte finish that really feels good while you're holding it. The magnetic phone holder is also really nice because it kind of relieves a little bit of the anxiety of getting it in the device when you're using it outdoors, because you can just pop this off and then strap it to your phone and then pop the whole thing back on. So you're not fumbling around with it. You know, you can get it where you want it on your phone. And then once you have it like that, it lines up with this notch. I'll show you the notch. There's a notch right here, and then there's a notch on the magnetic holder itself. And it just snaps into place like so. And it's really handy for when you're doing this outside and you don't want to accidentally drop your phone, you're trying to fumble around with this thing, you don't have to worry about it. Just pop it off, do what you got to do, snap it back on, you're good to go. That's a really cool feature. And then, like I mentioned already, when you're done filming and you're ready to go, the whole thing folds up into a nice compact package. And you are good to go. So retail for this guy with the standard bundle is $146. I got this during an Insta360 sale that they were having. about a month ago. I think I paid 130. I think I got $10 off, somewhere around that area. So for what you get for the price, it is really cool. If you already have DJI products, and you want to stick with that ecosystem, I hear really good things about the DJI gimbal. But in this particular case, like I said, I already had an Insta360 action cam, and I kind of wanted to stick in the same ecosystem, so that's why this one won out. Overall, I am very happy with my purchase. Right now, it looks like they have a 12% off offer on their website, so I will share a link in the description down below. And as of recording this video, they do have a 12% off. So if you were looking for something like this, now is the time to head over. They do have a creator bundle that includes, what does that include? So they do have a creator bundle that includes a spotlight, and that looks like it. It includes some more cables that this one did not come with. It has a USB-C cable, a lightning cable, and then it has that magnetic phone light, which is pretty cool. It's just a portable little light that you use with it. That's pretty cool. If you do a lot of vlogging, that might be something for you. And then they also have a Pro tripod bundle, which, to be honest, you don't need that. In my opinion, you don't need that. The built-in tripod that it has is perfectly fine. It looks like in this photo, they're just including one of these, which I'm pretty sure this came with my action cam. This was actually part of that package. So it's probably the exact same thing. And in my opinion, you don't need that. Just buy the standard bundle unless you want the flash. The tripod bundle isn't worth it. So of course, I will leave links in the description for this gimbal, and I will also leave a link in the description for the action cam, because this guy is really cool. I did a video on this as well, and it's a really cool little action cam. It pops out of its housing like so. It's all magnetic, and I like how it has the articulating screen. It's a really cool thing, especially using it with like RC cars and stuff like that. It's a really cool little thing. So I'll also leave a link in the description for this guy, just in case you were looking to upgrade all of your cameras. You know, if you have a need for a gimbal and a need for an action cam. All right, that's all I have for this one. Thank you again for stopping by. Please smash that like button if you enjoyed this video and help feed that algorithm. I hope you have a great afternoon, and like always, thank you for watching.